I'm Ryan, and this edition of Ryan's Garage, we're out here at the SuperbowlStrut, and we've actually got quite a turnout today. We've got 19 cars. Of that 19, we've got 9 Fiat Spiders. We've got 1 Fiat X19, oddly enough. We had a bunch of them last time. But we have 1 Fulvia, 1 Alpha, and a Flavia. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, let's start at this end, and we'll take some video here. That's Alberto's late 70s, I believe. It's a 2-liter. No, that's probably a 78 with the small bubble hood. But he likes the tube bumpers, but he did some modifications to it. He wanted fog lamps and he wanted them low. So he cut his bumper, the lower bumper bar, to accommodate. It's just pretty neat. This is the original factory color, which is just a beautiful paint job. He's got a little rear wing windscreen that keeps the air cool and still inside the car. He's got a painted dashboard, which is unusual for Fiats. They are typically wood grain, but his is painted to match his car. And this little Fiat Abarth Scorpion on there was made by Mark Allison at Allison's Automotive. And look, he's cut that back bumper too, so he can mount his license plate low, which is pretty neat. This is Ray's car. Always a project, but it's probably one of the faster Fiats here. Even though he only has the single 2-barrel carburetor, it's the engine's built up to the hilt. He's got a bunch of head work. Has actually been done by Guy Croft in England, who's of international fame tuning the Fiat Spiders, or tuning the Fiat 2-liter motors. And this is a 2-liter, and that is a custom exhaust is built by Mark Allison at Allison's Automotive once again. Just beautiful. Anyway, when he built this motor, he needed more room in the engine bay to fit not only his 2-liter motor, but the dual carbs that he had on at the time. So he cut a hole in the hood.
Yeah, I can take that off.
And then he put a big bulge on it. Well, it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. Here's my car. We'll talk about this later. But this is a 1974 with the original California bumper blocks on it. Not too many of those on the road. And my interior looks pretty good, a little dirty, but I need a new dash because that's cracked, obviously, and I need to do some woodwork and mount a stereo. Those big old bumper blocks. California blue plate. Yeah, baby. This is an unusual machine right here. This started its life as a Fiat Spider, and then basically he kept the body and ripped everything else out. And if it looks a little longer than usual, that's because it is. He's added about 7 inches to the front end of this so that he could mount a Ford 302. This is what Carroll Shelby would have done had he bought a Fiat Spider instead of an AC body. This thing is a race car. Fantastic machine. This is sort of a Ford Pinto. It's in the Pinto family. It's actually a different machine though, and it's one of a kind. It's all original, and yeah, I don't know much about it. It's black, it's fast, and this also belongs to Alberto. So anyway, this is an Alfa Romeo. It's just a gorgeous car. Well, if I was going to buy a coupe, it'd be this or a Fulvia, I'll tell you that. This sure is something. I don't know a ton about it, but it is a pretty car. This is a Lancia Flavia. Gorgeous color. God, this paint is beautiful. I like that leather, that interior too. That is real leather. Boy, that's a beautiful car. Pininfarina body, just like the Fiat Spiders. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Here's one of the stars of our group. This is a Lancia Fulvia HF, done out in race prep. Boy, that is gorgeous. I even love the color. It's fantastic. One of the faster of the group as well. Done up with the racing seats in there, cross belt. Oh man, gorgeous. Here's another Pinto. Okay. We've got another Spider down there at the end. I didn't even put into account. I think we've got 20 cars now. There's another Pinto. There's a Mini Cooper Estate. And this is a car I haven't spent any time looking at all. God, look at the size of those tires. Good God, that looks like one of Mark's exhausts. Boy, I wonder what the hell he's got under the hood. Big wheel flares. Boy, it makes it look like a Cobra, doesn't it? Fantastic chin scoop, and he's gone bumperless, which is a really good look on these cars. And I like the safety of having a little bit of a bumper, that's for sure. This is Ron Lux's car. This is a 1982, which he thinks is the finest year, but we all know the 74 is the best year. All right. And there's Ron's custom cup holder.
That was Fiat. Fiat cup for my daughter. Like I said, I got this Corvette in October. Now everybody wants to give me a
And there's Ron right there. The Blacktooth X19. Pretty car. Pretty car.
No side pipes.
Bertoni bodied. And a puppy dog. And this is actually Mark's car. Pretty car. Oh, there's another Spider too. Boy, we've got quite the turnout today. And this is Steve Eubanks, 76 Fiat. He's had some lovely adventures putting this together. This is some of the beautiful work he's done. New dash cap, and he created new woodwork for his dashboard. Really turned out beautifully. And of course, that steering wheel. Well, that's something, isn't it? And this is Alvan's car, which is not quite as put together as it was at the last event. He's pulled his door cards off to do some work inside. He's going to be replacing primarily the window felt that sits in here. And he bought himself a new exhaust piece because his center box had blown. Pretty car. And here is another Ford Pinto. This thing's got a big Cobra V8 in it. I thought the Fiat guys were crazy. The size of those wheels in the back. Jesus, that's a race car, isn't it? All right, well that's it so far. Those are the cars that have shown up. I'll pick up again in a minute. I'm Ryan, and I'm going to be talking to Alvin. He is known as Ventura Ace on the forums, and I've walked you around his car, but he's going to give you a quick tour of it.
Good morning. I guess if you looked at the car, you notice I'm going with dual exhaust. One coming out of, cut a hole in the floorboard, I think, and vented out up here.
That's right. Your wife's not going to like the seating arrangements much, is she?
Yeah. Well, and the door panels, this is a neat little thing. We're going with hard metal door panels now.
Gorgeous. I love the blue tape trim.
No, we're working on those, so they're out right now. Let's take a look at the engine. This is not the original engine for this car. This is a 1970. It had a 1438cc engine. And this is a 1.8 liter with a few modifications to it. It's got high compression, 8mm dome on the pistons, and adjustable cam. A little bit aggressive cam, a 40-80 on the intake and a 30-70 on the exhaust. The carburetors are 40 IDFs.
So the appropriate ones, not the Volkswagen carbs, huh?
Yeah, these are the Fiat with the waffle manifold with the European linkage down here.
Very nice.
It's got a cable pull. Hard to see, but there's the cable coming around.
You have manual choke then, or is that the throttle?
With the IDFs, you don't really need a choke.
Okay.
They don't need
just fires right up.
And this one has electronic pickup on the ignition, so it's got a little crane unit right there. So that's about it. And other than that, I try to keep this car original. So pretty much everything you see here is original, or as the wheels here, these are the Fiat Roosevelt wheels.
Yeah.
They were period correct back at that time.
It was a pretty wheel. It's a pretty car, Alvin. Thank you for showing it to us.
Oh, thank you.